Going to do a live on new Diddy information. We have Adria English, one of Diddy's accusers. She is telling it all. And I am sharing this video. Shots out to the Lionel B show. Okay, I just woke up to this, so I want to share it. And we're going to watch this together because this is all. Oh, it is very shocking. Okay, that's Andrea English. And here we go.
Multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Now, peeps, I sat down today for a super exclusive interview with one of Diddy's accusers, Adria English. She's been in the media a lot lately with serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of despicable and horrendous acts. The disgraced mogul is currently in custody, housed at Brooklyn MDC, one of the most notorious prisons in the U.S. that was also the home of Epstein, where he was mysteriously taken out. Now, this is an interview that you don't want to miss. She revealed the dark secrets of working for Diddy, the feds telling her she was found on tapes with famous politicians, Diddy having threesomes with his mom, and more. Be prepared to be floored, and make sure you watch this whole entire video. How did you initially come in contact with Diddy?
Okay, it's a cute story. I'm from California. Prior, I had never been on the East Coast in my entire life. I had never been to Florida. I had never been to New York, nowhere on the East Coast. And a guy I was dating, Anthony Gallo, he's from Cali. We are both from Cali. He got an opportunity. He got scouted by a guy in LA who was a reputable agent, scouting agent. It was initially Wilhelmina models. And so they gave him the opportunity to come to New York for an audition. When he went out there, he ended up getting a lot of callbacks, but he was back in LA. And they said, well, you're getting all these callbacks, but if you're going to model for real, we need you out here. So he had never been on the East Coast either. So he was like, and at this time, my family had found out that I had done adult movies. Now, mind you, I had an ex-boyfriend, Jake Steve. He was my boyfriend at first, and he manipulated me into the adult film industry. I only did 8 movies in a 6-month period of my life in the year 1999, but those 8 movies in 6 months follow me to this day. And I signed a residual contract, and Jake Steve been collecting all the money. He done put me on Pornhub. I'm everywhere. And they said he hiding out South America. He been collecting my money the last 20 some years. I'm the one that gave Ray J and Kim Kardashian the connect. You look at the production team, you can see
Grand
it's the same
Rising.
production team. You see, mine was filmed first. Me, Ray J, Brandy, we all grew up in the same church, the Church of Christ. Brother Norwood, their father is my vocal coach, so that's how we already knew each other. But they got famous with theirs because Kim Kardashian had a little bigger of a name because of her dad. So when Anthony got scouted, we ended up my family had found a family some member of our church, my church from 9 years old had found out I did adult movies. They brought it to the minister, who brought it to my parents. And when I came home from work, I was working as a telemetry technician in the critical care unit at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. And when I came home from my shift, my parents had it on the big screen. Me with a it in my mouth.
No. Your
The
parents had that on there?
firstborn, the valedictorian, literally, the sheltered one from the suburbs who had never even had sex before in their knowledge.
This is Adria
The
English.
innocent one, their love child on the big screen with it. So when I shame my family like
What
that,
was that like walking into there and seeing that on the screen?
it was the worst day of my life. I still feel the memory, and it haunts me the same way Diddy haunts me to this day. I can still remember the way I felt, how my parents looked at me, and then so when Anthony got the opportunity to move to New York, I was like, man, hell yeah, because I did the movies in '99, but they didn't find out until 2004. And that was the same time Anthony got asked to move to New York. So I said, man, I'm going with you. And then when we got out there, Anthony was going to go see whatever. He ended up getting an audition with Ford models, and then Ford signed him. That was Cassie Ventura's same agency. And so we were from Cali, and we had an apartment in the middle of Manhattan. So all the models in between their go-sees and their auditions would come hang out at our apartment. And we had the weed, and that's when weed was hella illegal. So we was from Cali, we had the weed. Anthony looked good. I was working at Larry Flint's Hustler Club, so I was already the hottest stripper because Manhattan is only 11 miles by 13 miles. I'm from Cali, the West Coast. They all the East Coast people grew up together. They don't know me and Anthony like that, so they're intrigued. I look good, he look good. It's 20 years earlier. I'm 46 right now. I'll be
Thanks
47
for
in
tuning in.
February. So imagine me in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Body was extra banging, and even now everything's real, butt real, lips real, nose real. I've never had a million behind me, so just imagine that.
So tell us a little bit more about how you guys actually got into doing these Diddy parties and him propositioning your dude.
Anthony is signing for models. Cassie is coming up over to our apartment, hanging out. We're all friends. We actually start
So
talking.
he's hanging out with Cassie.
Yeah, she would come over our apartment too, because her and Anthony were both signed to Ford models. We were convenient right there in the middle of the city. So in between your auditions, your casting, you would come smoke weed and hang out at the bomb couple from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We had the doorman building. We was popping, and um, we all had our own private stories of because you know East Coast music was a soundtrack to our lives. From the West Coast, like we was fans of everybody: Mary J. Blige, Biggie, 112,
Right.
Greg Mack, Mace. Black Rob. Young Money, Dirty Money, Diddy. Everybody. Lil Kim, shout out to Lil Kim. I got to meet her with T Pain. She's very nice. She was very nice to me. So when we got there, we all had our own when me and Anthony got there, we had our own vision of what we would do if we ever met these certain people, Jay Z, Diddy, and all that. And then Cassie did too. Her and Anthony were aspiring models, and Cassie wanted to sing and stuff. Anthony, he just more wanted to model, smoke weed, look good, get his dick sucked type shit. Cassie, she wanted to model, but she wanted to sing. She wanted to be an entertainer. And so we all had dreams to meet Diddy. So then, fast forward, Anthony ends up getting called to audition for Diddy for the Sean John campaign. So he never invites me along to his auditions or his go-sees, but this particular day he invited me because he knew I was a fan. Like he knew I was gonna be mad he went to the damn thing and you didn't take me. You know what I mean? Because wanted to meet people and stuff. I was already a dancer. I was already moving and shaking. I already had a gang of athletes and whatever. But the music industry, because I rap and sing, that's where I wanted to get into. So, long story short, we sitting in the waiting room, and one of his homeboys that frequents our apartment comes out of the thing, and he's looking mellow mad, like, shh. And so, low key, me and Anthony laughing. We like, he must not have booked it. Like, he's salty. Like, we laughing to each other. And then they called him. And then when they called him, I'm like, yeah, you got this money, dapping up. And then that's when two-way pages was out. So when they called, I flipped my two-way up. So I'm on my two-way lining up some money for later on. All of a sudden, I just hear, man, fuck that. And the door that flew up, and it was, I'm like, what? And like Anthony is a very good looking guy. His mother is, African American black lady, and his father is an Italian man. And actually, the wine, Gallo wine, that's his family. And allegedly, his dad got like basically shunned from his family for choosing up on a black woman. And he went on to have a few kids, and all of them are boys, and they're all very good looking guys. But his dad chose to be poor to follow his heart and be with a black woman. And so allegedly, his dad still to this day rides a bike in Northern California. He's from Northern California. He had moved down to LA. And so even though he was a good looking guy mixed with black and Italian, he wasn't no punk. Like it wasn't no in him, it wasn't no bitch in him, like a thug, but he a pretty boy. So I guess they underestimated him, thinking that because he was so good looking that he go that way. So he was more than offended. He was on some gangster shit. Like he got me fucked up. So when we were in the elevator, I was like, well, what happened? He was like, man, he gave me that look like, man, shut the. And I was like, all right, because there was people in the elevator. So I was like, all right, all right. So when we got, out the elevator, I'm like, what's up? I'm like, why you tripping? He was like, man, nigga asked me to suck his dick. I said, who asked you to suck his dick? He said, Puffy. It was called Puffy back then.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, he didn't. And it broke my heart, broke her arm, and I was like, no. And he was like, he asked me to suck his dick. I was like, oh. I was like, well then, I see why, you know what I mean? For sure, like it's a wrap. Yeah. It's like I don't need that job that fucking bad. So I was like, for sure, you know what I mean? We got in the cab, we went back to our apartment. His homeboy ended up coming through. We smoked blunts. We laughed at it. We was like, hey, you know what I mean? But then because I was a dancer, I'm also in the regular go-go club scene, and I ran into Tamiko Thomas, who ended up being, I call it a handler, one of Diddy's handlers, wranglers, and she approached me with opportunity to help me and Anthony out. If I would dance at Diddy's white parties, Anthony can go ahead and book the campaign. I agreed to dance at the white parties. Anthony booked the Sean John campaign. He was everywhere. He was on billboards, buses, um, bus stops, cabs, in the magazine, all at the same damn time. He was everywhere. But right now, if you go and try to Google any one picture of that Sean John campaign, Diddy done scrubbed it all. You can't even hardly find a picture.
Now, did Diddy remember him whenever he eventually got that gig? Was he like, oh yeah, I remember you?
Yeah, because when he booked it after they had like a lounge party where it was like a celebration, like hey, the new campaign, let's all, and it was a very small lounge, like only the models was there, the creative director, the photographer, Diddy, a couple other people, and that's it. And so he went over it. So it was kind of like, thank you for letting your girl work my party. You know what I mean? You came out great, my nigga. He didn't say my nigga. He said, you get my, what do you say? What do you say? Came out great, my guy. You killing it, baby. You killing it. You know what I mean? So he basically tried to like go over the fact that he had asked him to suck him because he tried him and he didn't fall for it. So he felt stupid. He didn't know he was that thug. You know?
So what was your reaction to that? I know both you guys were upset, but were you thinking like, damn, ain't no Diddy was like this? Were you guys shocked?
I was because I had been an ex, friend star,
Thanks
and
for
I was
tuning
currently
in.
an exotic dancer. For me, it was regular scheduled programming. Like it's just what rich people with money do. Like he tried and he wanted to see, you know what I mean? To me, it was more funny, but Anthony took more offense. Like, no, like he got me fucked up. So I had let it go. I was over it. When they asked me to work the parties, I was like, hell yeah, I would have did that shit damn near for free. You know what I mean? Just for the networking. I was a groupie at that point. And I didn't realize how pretty I was. I didn't realize they looked at me like that. And I extra didn't know that Diddy had gotten word of my former career in the adult entertainment industry that I was manipulated into by an ex-boyfriend that I only did for 6 months out of my life. I wasn't trying. I didn't have aspirations to be a P star. None of that. I got manipulated into it so somebody could basically get my residuals and be basically caking off of me the last 20 plus years. I was very sheltered, naive. My parents were from LA, and so they raised me in the suburbs. They didn't want me to experience anything they saw growing up in the hood. And so when I went to Long Beach State and they put me in the co ed dorms, to the left were the athletes, and to the right were the girls who were stripping to get through school. They were all from LA, Compton, and Long Beach. I'm from Chino, California, a little nerdy girl with valedictorian. So when they were stripping to get through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steven. He saw the innocence and the naiveness in me. He got me to do the movies. And then when Diddy found out about it, they used that against me. And he viewed me as somebody that was actually exploited, worthy, and yeah. And he played on my heart. It's called Coercion of the Heart. When I told him that I rap and I sang, he said I was dope, and he said he was gonna bring me and I had a girl group out. Like I'm the Beyonce of my group. They even told you that I was the dopest one. And it's called Coercion of the Heart. And he played on the fact that he knew I liked to rap, sing, and perform. And that's why he would bring me back year after year saying, you're getting closer, like initiation, getting closer. But it never happened. But he kept making me, sexually perform while he was willing and dealing. And, getting jewelry from Jacob the jeweler, cutting a deal with this person, recording me and him over there so he can extort that person out. We all didn't know, but he had a plan the whole time. And that's why he made people sign NDAs that said, you can't talk about what we went through until 20 years after I died. But I never signed that. Aubrey O'Day and Danity Kane, and they got hit with that. I was already out the game. I was done from 2004 to 2009. By the time he was running around with them, I was already, on the way out.
So if I understand correctly, so basically he had you basically setting up people, man. Some of his high profile people, he had you go over there so he can get video of
No,
certain.
he wouldn't say go over there so I can get video. He would hire me to work as a go-go dancer. They had three stages, positioned throughout his mansion. It was where he lived. It was his residence. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a lounge. And so we just makeshift stages. It was, three stages set up in his house, like for us to be checkpoints. Like my stage was over by the bar. Tamiko's stage was over by the food. Old girl's checkpoint was over there by the rooms if you wanted to go do something. So it's like, yeah, I think he kind of told the guests, hey, if you want to drink, look for, just look for a stage and you're going to find something you need. You know what I mean? So we were elevated above the crowd. And so, we were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles. It's
Wow.
girls champagne, it's the guy champagne. Girls don't drink the guy champagne. Girls don't drink the boy champagne. And all the champagne was laced with ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, ecstasy. That's not allegedly. We were all doped up, and to this day, I believe we all. It is. I know I do have a chemical imbalance. Like whenever I drink anything, it could be one glass of
Laced,
wine. All of a
laced
sudden,
all
I'm
the
a
drinks.
stripper. I'm a P star. Like I'm mind, I just black out and I'm that. I'm She Diddy.
Oh wow.
Orlando Brown running around like I'm Puff. He not really act like it to everybody else. Everybody looking like he want attention, like he wilding, like. But it's something about when he drugged you that he stood over you, like infusing himself into you while you laid there unconscious, and it's like it became a part of you. Because after a certain amount, they started calling me She Diddy. They're like, man, she act like Diddy. She just like Diddy. And hence, I've been She Diddy for the last 20 years. So I feel Orlando when he be like, man, I'm Puff. Nice to meet you, I'm Puff. Because when we get faded, like, it's like he come out in us, like, and that's forever. That's why it's haunting us to this day.
What do you? How do you think he was able to? But besides all the things you guys were laced with, you think he put maybe some his DNA or something kind of strange into that concoction?
This is
The reason why we
crazy.
like to take, yeah, we have a chakra in our anus, guys and girls,
We have
and the
7.
chakra is a pathway to your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's working for Lucifer,
Damn.
his goal is to take souls to hell. So that's why straight men, he wanted to turn them gay. Even
Mm-hmm.
if a gay man was gay, he wanted to make him be a pedophile and be with a minor. His thing was to take the soul. So that's why after a certain amount of time, he would make an announcement like, "You better go on home because the party really about to crack now." And all of a sudden, everybody's demon will come out, and that's on God. Like, have you ever gotten like so faded or drunk where your body is doing stuff, but in the morning you have like literally no recollection. Like if it ain't from your homeboy showing you it, like man, I recorded you, nigga. If it wasn't for him showing you, you would swear up and down you didn't do that shit. But then when he show you the video, you're right. Like, what the? I jumped in the pool. I don't even know how to swim, my nigga. What? Like, I don't even remember that bitch. Like, what? It was like that.
That's that blackout drink, and when you
Right,
don't
but he
remember
had
anything.
imagine everybody blacked out though. It doesn't matter if you a
Mm.
celebrity or that's why J-Lo left the country. He
Mm.
had her sticking bottles and stuff up in my homegirl. She was only 11 years old. She the girl that they put on the private jet. They took her with the jelly beans. They put on the private jet. They took her to the studio in New York, and then had the nerve to dress her up in a D&G sweater, do her hair, put makeup on her, and take a picture like a trophy. She only 11 years old in that picture, and that's not allegedly. And then the same girl,
J Lo was messing around with.
man, so many. I drop names on the neck, man. We talking about Diddy right now, but yeah. And then that's the same girl that in the magazine is laying on the table butt naked with fruit and food and stuff off of her, and we all eating off of her. I sucked the strawberry off her teeth. She 14 years old laying on that table. She had a body like a grown woman. You don't think anybody's looking at that thinking
Mm.
that's a
Mm.
kid
Mm.
laying there. You're assuming it's a grown woman. So he made everybody be with a minor, against your will, and he recording the shit.
Mm.
Same girl needed to do a number two on stage. She performed and she told him, I need to get off stage and use the bathroom. He told her no. She ended up shit on stage. It was a went everywhere. And Denzel Washington
Mm.
grabbed up his wife, mobbed with the Diddy, and was like, man, you don't respect nobody. Had to run up out there. that That's the incident they're talking about with Denzel Washington had to run up out of there.
So that's why Denzel and his wife left that party because of that
And she
incident.
shit on stage, and she was only 14 years. He didn't know she was 14. It was just the fact that she shit on stage and in front of everybody. And then Diddy took her to a room and beat her because she shit on stage. Then he would only give her water baths and not let her wash with soap. I'm gonna say allegedly because she's still Jane Doe right now. I'm gonna say allegedly. You know what I mean? It's allegedly, but she wants a DNA on two of his kids because they took two babies out of her. They kept her locked up and they had her babies at the house. The two babies they took out of her stomach. That's not allegedly. And allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, she had a threesome with Diddy and his own mama slash auntie, and she had a threesome with Nelly and Diddy. That's not alleged. No. Allegedly. Sorry, Ashanti. I love you, Ashanti. I love you, Ashanti. Congratulations on the book. I love y'all together. It was 20 years ago. Don't get mad at 20. We talking about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Don't get emotional. We just telling our truth.
Telling the truth.
Don't get mad. It's some of y'all's favorites. It's gonna kill y'all. It's gonna devastate y'all when you hear the names involved because we all grew up on these people. We all love these people. We never thought these people would have been involved in the things that they're involved in. We're just telling our truths, everybody, and it was 20 years ago. So please don't judge us or say we lying. We're being nice enough to let y'all know what's going on from an insider point of view. If you were not even there, don't tell somebody they lying when they weren't even there.
Diddy's mama slash aunt.
People are capping or people are just coming up.
Mama slash aunt.
Before we move forward, I'm still stuck on. You said Diddy and his mom and his auntie.
Mama slash.
His mom is really his auntie. Has been claiming to be his mom this whole time. She's the one with the white nails. That's why he has that fetish.
See, that ain't really his mama.
He was adolescent because his daddy got killed when he was a baby. As soon as he had adolescent, he resembled his dad. So she started. She's the one that put his head up initially. That's why. Oh, allegedly. I might be talking too much.
Nah, go ahead. Keep going. We loving this.
Yeah, but allegedly that's why he took Kim Porter out because he has sex with his daughters. Allegedly.
Had sex with his daughters.
The whole family has. The same girl I was telling you about that. The
allegedly.
Jane Doe, the 11 and 14-year-old, same girl. He made strap Justin Bieber down, and she had to strap him down while Diddy and two of his sons took turns, and she had to sit there and watch. And Justin Bieber was crying and begging to be let up. And when she went to unloosen him, Diddy socked her in the face in front of Justin Bieber. So we trying to get with Justin because he would cooperate. Allegedly, Justin, get at me, Justin. We be confidential. We ain't gotta tell the press, nobody. Holler at me, Justin. I'll put y'all together. She was there, you was there. I was already out of it. She told me that story, but Justin, I got you.
Yeah. Also, you saying Diddy and Nelly was in bed together?
He's had a threesome with Diddy and Nelly. Yeah, it's the same Jane Doe. This Jane Doe was around from 11 years old to about 15 years old. Had bore 2 kids. I'm not gonna say which one she believed are hers that he's been raising. You know what? On a side note, where's the white girl? Where's the white girl?
Where Ava?
I got asked about that today earlier in the
Where is she?
Where is she?
Where is she?
Where is Ava?
Staying with one of Kamara's friends, Kim Porter, whoever. The son's been in New York and back and forth to LA.
Where the hell is Ava?
Girl that they was online bragging and proud that they saved her life and everything. Where is the white girl? Ava. Where's Ava? I'm gonna call her the white girl. Shout out to my white people. My mom's half white. I love white people. I'm white. It's white in me. Where's Ava?
Where?
Everybody, can we do a campaign? Everybody, hashtag Where's Ava?
Where's Ava? We need to get some shirts made too.
Right. Where's Ava? Mask, all that. Booty shorts. We can twerk to it. All that. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
Man.
That's to be continued.
Well, you done gave us some jaw-dropping information so far, man. This is whoa.
Like Black Rob. Shout out to Black Rob. Whoa.
Now tell us a little bit about how he ended up putting you with Jacob the Jeweler, and tell us how that Jacob the Jeweler story went down.
Yeah, so the first party I did, it was above board, it was on network. Excuse me, I saw everybody. I was there front line, like, I was calling back home to the Cali people, like, hey, you'll never believe this, like, for real, like, and then next party, it was like, yeah, you want to rap, you want to sing, right? You you dance at the club, right? He started out like he was pointing me in the right direction. Because everybody's been to the strip club, and every girl that's been a stripper knows you love the guys that come in, and if they're not the ones spending money, they point you to their homeboy that is. Have you ever seen a bachelor party come in and they be like, it's not me, but get him. He's the one paying for everybody. So it was kind of like he did that. Like he took the mindset that I had of being a dancer of like, while you at my parties, I'm gonna point you in the right direction. You take care of them, and I'm gonna put you on. That's how I understood it. Coercion of the heart. And because I wanted to be on so bad, and he was actually real, Puffy. It wasn't like it was Puffy's assistant. It was like real Puffy saying it. I believed it, and I'm like, I had already been manipulated by Jake Steed and did, movies that got me nowhere. I was dancing at Larry Friend's Hustler Club only because me and Anthony Gallo and I got robbed for everything, and it was go back to Cali, broke with everybody laughing, or you start dancing. That's how I ended up starting to dance. I'm dancing. We have a nice lifestyle. We got a doorman building. You know what I mean? But Diddy said I just gotta basically do the same thing I've already done that's got me nowhere and it's gonna get me somewhere. Coercion of the heart. I was with it. But then as he kept adding on, so that night I was asked to wear a black dress at a white party, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like he always supplied the uniform. That's another thing. In the Vibe magazine, let me go back to Vibe magazine real quick. I never signed a release. I wasn't paid anything. I didn't even know I was gonna be in Vibe magazine. I woke up to Anthony getting a phone call from one of his model homeboys, like, hey, your girl in Vibe magazine, because back then, when a new story or a new campaign came out, it was on the newsstand and everybody went out to get it. It was the East Coast thing, because in Cali, we didn't do shit like that. Nobody rushed out to get the latest magazine, but in New York, they did that shit. So we had just had the night before, so we laying in the bed naked, and I wake up to him smushing my head in the pillow, like, what the you doing in Vibe magazine? I'm like, what? I'm in Vibe magazine, like, what? He was like, yeah, Nelly just called. That's his homeboy Zanell. Shout out to Zanell. He went on doing a lot of stuff with Diddy, Zanell, Figueroa, I don't know. Yeah. But he was like, yeah. So I'm like, what? He's like, so we got jumped up, put our clothes on, doorman opened up the door for us. Right there was a newsstand. Diddy's on the cover on the boxing gym, you know what I mean? Gloves or whatever. We opened up, flipped through it, and there I am. That picture that you see, big as day. I had no idea. That picture was taken in 2004. They didn't run a story in 2006. I had no idea that they put in there, Diddy supplied the clothing. Then they put the caption, guest strikes a revealing pose. I wasn't a guest. Who will I be a guest of? Who knew me? You know what I mean? Mary J. Blige say, come on, Sheree. And then if I am a guest, the audacity of me thinking I could just come in some little ass go-go shorts and a bikini top to somebody's exclusive white party with all kind of millionaires, and I'm a guest of who? But I'm their guest, and I'm gonna just show up like that, not a nice elegant gown or nothing. I'm gonna just show up all hoochie mama. No, I was on his event staff, but that's how they got away with putting me in there without trying to give me no employee credit. Right. And then I found out later, another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they drew me and I was unconscious. The Fed said, well, allegedly, I'm not gonna say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people in a presidential. No, we're talking about Diddy. We're gonna come back to that, LP. Stay with me. We don't go any further till we get the result. Man. Hey, but anyway, once I found that out, I've been living my life for the last 20 years not knowing that had even happened to me. And now because they found out that I know that I'm on them tapes with them doing that to me, these are people that have smiled in my face since then. I had no idea that. But if There's a certain way the tape is gonna come out, and there's a certain way that it never will. You gotta stay tuned.
Did that scare you? Like, were you scared when the feds advised you that there was some pretty high profile people doing some crazy things to you?
It angered me actually because I went in under the presumption that we were all working together to make the event hot, and I was doing my part as a hired entertainer to bring my West Coast vibes and to make the part, and I was always complimented. That's why I kept being invited back when there was multiple girls all around the city, all around the tri-state. You go up and down the East Coast, you can get a girl in from Boston, Connecticut, Jersey real quick. But they kept rehiring me because I made that shit hot, and I was genuine, naive, and I was like a fan, and they played on it. I didn't realize how pretty I was, and they took advantage, and he likes to steal your light. He's an energy vampire. He steals your light. He takes a piece of you, and then he infuses the devil's seed in you from him, and puts a little evil from him into you that you can never take out of you. It's like soul ties. I want to be hypnotized, actually. I want to be hypnotized, and I want y'all to tell me what I said and what I did while I was under.
Now, what you were telling me about Diddy, that kind of reminds me of that movie. I don't know if you ever seen it, Rosemary's Baby.
I never saw it. What happens in that?
Well, basically, this lady, man, this is back in the '60s. This is a really dope movie, though. But they moved into this brand new apartment, and the husband's an actor. So, in order for him to advance his career, he has to do demonic, satanic stuff in order to advance his career. So, one of the things he sacrificed was his wife, and he allowed these demons and devils to impregnate his wife, so that way she could have the devil's baby.
And that's what's going on within the Hollywood and the music industry, and that's why people are leaving the country and everything, because that's what they do is practice in satanic and demonic activity. That's why when they're blessed with the highest status, the most money, the best cars, the best food, the best everything, they choose to spend their time on a daily basis doing evil, not doing good, not going around to the uh, homeless shelters for single moms, the single mom shelters, and saying, I'm gonna pick 3 women who ride the bus every day who got 3 kids or more. 3 kids, three women getting cars today. That's what I'm gonna do when I get my money. I'm gonna wake up and go to the women's shelter, and they say you have a good report, and you ride the bus every day to get to work, and you paying your kids daycare and all that. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Just I don't want no press. You won't even know I did it. I want to wake up every day doing shit like that. A Gucci bag. I don't need a bag to fix my teeth. My teeth already straight. I need a bag to fix my streets and to save souls. That's my goal. As I look back on it, and now everything is coming out, I would almost say Jacob might be a victim himself, because he already did that time back then for helping laundering that money. That's not allegedly. He did time. So now he's back in a twist that involves, Diddy and his association, and his wife was there that night. And maybe Diddy set it all up and lined it all up so he can get footage on him to blackmail him, use me, have me thinking I'm gonna come out, you know what I mean? And maybe like Jacob is a butt. It did go down. My dress was flipped up. They had me wear a black dress that night when everybody else was wearing white. They put Tamiko in the pink dress. She was the one passing all the money and doing all the back and forth, almost like a handler or a wrangler. And I got an extra 1,000 that night when I did the extras. That's when I thought, okay, if I just do the extras, like eventually it's gonna be an end to the rainbow, and I'm gonna be home.
So was it just 1,000 the whole night, or was it like 1,000 per person, or how did that work?
Yeah, I only got 500 to do the go-go dancing. So when it was above board, the first part, I just made $500 plus the experience, networking, all that. When I did the extras, I got my 500 plus 1,000. But next party it was 3 niggas. The next party was 7 niggas. I still was only getting my 500 allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
So no extras, no extra 1,000 and any of that. They was just.
He was getting the extras allegedly. They was shooting him the $100,000 chain. They were shooting him the keys to the yacht. They were shooting him the penthouse. They were shooting him the awards. While I was sucking in the fucking allegedly.
Now, what was your boyfriend's reaction? Because was he at some of those events, or were you just there?
He went to a couple, but Either he wasn't privy, because I didn't tell him. I don't want him to know I was doing that shit. But if he did know, Diddy and them had told him, and he was just maybe he had a side deal. But he knew I was in the game. He knew I was a dancer. He knew I was networking. He knew if the money's there, go get it. But he wasn't like pimping me or anything or saying go get it. You know, he's my boyfriend.
Now, with all this information that you're putting out, many people are wondering why would you come out with this information now versus
Well, when I moved
previous?
back after they jumped me in Harlem in December 2009, I had to move back abruptly to California. After Anthony Gallo was cheating on me with Rihanna and Megan Good and all his model bitches. After Diddy and all them had me jumped in Harlem. After I left Anthony and got my own spot in Harlem, they had me jump through my same Jane Doe I was telling you about. That actual Mark Diddy's attorney signed us out, but she was in the mental hospital at the same time. And I heard now that we're back like Voltron connecting, I'm finding out that Diddy's attorney Mark doped her up a gang of times because they took her out the country a gang of times allegedly, but she about to pop out with her name in her lawsuit.
So as far as your legal proceedings, where are you at now with your
Oh,
lawsuit
right
against?
now I'm in consultations with new uh, uh, legal, legal. I have until December 11th to assign a new attorney to my case. I'm taking my time. I'm in consultations with very big, high profile attorneys. I'm working on the settlement so I can pop out with my new attorneys who will help me settle. Because I already know as soon as the criminal starts in May of 2025, all civil cases are going to go on stay anyway. So I'm working on settling mine because I already know I'm going to be called into the criminal. So that's where I'm at with it. Everybody thinks that I'm in some type of disarray because I haven't popped out, or it's been said that my people withdrew, and that a withdrawal was because of fire. I want to talk. I want to give it too much attention, but somebody was being fired, and that's why they publicly withdrew to try to hurry up and save face and look like they left because they're running around doing press and add missions that I had not made or authorized, and I'm the client. I can have as many or as little attorneys as I want, and if I feel like I'm being ignored or not paid attention to, and I want to hire additional representation, that's my prerogative. That is not for somebody to control me and tell me I can't and run around doing press that they're not even letting me do. We're not even doing press together. So yeah, just let that go. And now I'm doing my own legal strategy. And worst case scenario, I go in there and represent my damn self because the press alone will be great. I don't care if I win or lose because I've been rich. My daddy just died. LAPD. I got an inheritance.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Imagine me in court. Imagine me in federal court representing myself, LB. I'll just have you there. LB, I need you to cover it, LB. That's some shits and giggles on
I
the
got
gang.
you.
Mustard on that beat,
I
huh?
got that.
Hey, tell DJ Mustard to call me because I want them to bring me out February 2025 in New Orleans on stage when Kendrick's performing West Coast We Up. Just let me say, mustard on that beat, huh?
I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a rumor or if it's something that was just on the internet. You were married to Albie Shore's son or no?
No, no, Quincy, we're flirting right now. We met and we're fancying each other. And what better way to get at his daddy who killed his mother, allegedly, than to date the woman that's about to take all his money? I could,
How you gonna have a relationship with Quincy? You know Quincy love Mr. Combs, man. How that's gonna work?
he trapped in the middle and he been doped up his whole life. Imagine if you've been getting dope out the bottle, allegedly.
All right, thank you so much, man, for coming on the Lionel B Show, man. You gave us so much
Man, I
information
love
out
you.
there.
I love you.
Anything else you want to add to the viewers?
I mean, I love Lionel B. I was already a fan. I appreciate you taking the time and acknowledging me and popping me out. I look forward to more interviews as we go through the trial. I'll give you some exclusives.
She's now, guys. She definitely didn't hold anything back. Already promised you guys an exclusive, and guys, we did it. We got one of Diddy's actual accusers on the channel. So I definitely hope y'all enjoyed this interview, man. Make sure y'all don't forget to drop those comments, share this video, share this to all your people, man. Text it out to your people because there's a lot of groundbreaking stuff that she talked about that hasn't been talked about anywhere on the internet. This is an exclusive with the Lionel B Show. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comments exactly how y'all feel about this whole situation. And do y'all feel like, man, Diddy, how much time do you feel like Diddy is actually going to get behind all of these allegations? Now, peeps, thank y'all for tuning into this amazing and groundbreaking interview. There's definitely going to be more interviews to come, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what you waiting on? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also click on the video that's currently on your screen right now.
Okay, so wow. I woke up to this new video and I just had to bring it to the world. Did y'all hear her say that Janice was his mom slash aunt? Yes. Now, there's another YouTuber that has been doing this investigation and saying that Diddy mom, so-called mom, Miss Janice Combs, is not really his mom. She's really his aunt. And this YouTuber, her name, she go by Liquid Concrete. Y'all go check her out. Did y'all pay attention that allegedly Puffy was having sex with his twin daughters? And Kim found out. That's why he took Kim out. Did you hear her say that? That's what she said. And where is Ava? Where's Ava? I remember she was supposedly been adopted by Daddy Combs, and he came on live himself and said that he adopted her. Where is she? Chance is with her mother. The twins is with Kimora. Where's Ava? Y'all, thanks for watching. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you'll be notified when I'm dropping new videos. And you all be sure to shop our online store, the Chick Babes and Fur Baby Boutique. .myshopify.com. Thanks for watching. Happy Friday.